Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Unfiltered Recap. Today we're recapping Zatima, episode 16 of season 2, A Gamble at Love. So last episode ended off with Valerie calling Paul honey. I kept saying babe, but I mean it's all the same thing. It was still weird. So in this episode, it started off back at the same spot. And so it looks as if Zach got something on Paul now, like, oh, you living a double life. But every time it seems like my boy has something on somebody, it always comes crumbling down. So basically, Paul and Valerie used to be married. And Valerie just calls him honey. And like Zach said, it's weird, but okay. And before I continue, this episode was very good towards the end. So I'm gonna just this little quick bit. The beginning gonna be a little quick because I got to get to that part that I enjoyed. So also at the construction site, Bryce kept nagging. He kept nagging about the whole little deal, the deal that he wanted to do with Valerie, and telling Zach about putting his money in, blah blah blah. And Zach was like, bro, I don't have that much money. And Zach is very smart with this. I appreciate Zach because he's not the type to just blow through his money. Like, even though he made a lot of money with stock, he's still saying, like, look, I don't have, that much to be given my all into. Like, I don't have that much. So stop nagging. But Bryce thinking my boy is still stuck on the whole little kissing thing. No, that's not the case. Zach says he doesn't have any money, so Bryce, just let it go. But no, that's Bryce for you. So I think Zach said he only has like 1.5 left, and I don't know if y'all remember, but what happened to the other version of Bryce? His name wasn't Bryce, but I can't think of his name at the moment, but I miss him. I need him instead of Bryce. But he was telling Zach was it Sisters? Yeah, it was on Sisters because he never made it to Zatima. But he was telling Zach how, not to just keep trying to win and get all the good money. You have to have some losses. So I don't know if Zach ever invested in other stocks because Bella Nista, I think that's right. That stock kept giving him money. So I guess he sold that, got that money, and just never tapped back in. But like I said, he was telling Bryce he ain't got it. But Bryce, Jesus, y'all know how Bryce is. But anyway, they broke the news to Valerie. And then he goes to the office with Zatima. And she's talking to this other lawyer that works in the law firm. And talking about the whole Deja situation. Deja served Zatima papers or whatever. After Nathan basically tried to tell her, you're not going to get anywhere with it because the girl works at a law firm. So, but she still served her. And Fatima was just telling the lawyer that, Deja works at a strip club and she's claiming she's hurt. And he's like, well, how can you work at a strip club and you trying to pretend that you're hurt? And he was just basically saying he was going to get on it. So then we go to the barbershop. Nathan, Tony, Zach, Mr. Tyrone. Every time I look at that man, I can't help but think of Meet the Browns, the play. I love how Tyler Perry bring back old faces, especially when they were in the plays and he brings them to the show. I just love that. He was also in the Medea farewell tour, play or whatnot, and I appreciate him. But they just talked about the regular, wasn't too much. They brought up Zach going to therapy, and Mr. Tyrone, of course, he's against it. Like, he's basically showing, like, how a lot of older black men are to the younger black men. Like, oh, you should show your emotions. You a B word for showing, you give off feminine energy if you show your emotions and stuff like that. And he's basically telling Zach, like, oh, you still doing that? That's how the white people control us and stuff like that. So, he's very against the whole therapy thing. So yeah, and it was just about the same thing. Like how they always get together and talk. Nobody really cares for Nathan's commentary, and they try to tell Nathan, you're wrong. It's like every time they get together, Nathan is wrong about something. But I do appreciate Nathan's character. I really do. Because, I mean, you have to have somebody in there like that, right? So then we go back to the office, and that's where Angela's there talking to Fatima. And I think Angela mentioned something about going out, but Fatima was like, no, I got this dinner with my parents. And of course, Angela's like, girl, let me know how that is, how that goes. And nothing special happened. So then we get to the parents' house. We get to Happy Henry, and I think Fatima's mama name is Mona. I'm not sure. I have to go back and make sure. But we get there, and Fatima walks in, and she's just like saying it smells good. And so her mom had cooked. But Fatima's like, no, you mean you bought all of this? And her dad had to reiterate, no, she actually cooked. And so Fatima was just shocked. So Fatima's just shocked that her mom done set up here and cooked. She's like, you ain't never did this before. But I digress. And so Fatima wanted to make sure that Zach didn't think that she had anything to do with this. So she kept asking. And her dad's like, no, he doesn't think you have anything to do with it. So Zach walks in. Happy Henry greets him at the door. And I think Fatima's stepdad really appreciates Zach. And I'm starting to see that the mom does too. So Fatima once again letting Zach know as he come in that she had nothing to do with it. And so Fatima's like, well, what is this about? And they were just like, they wanted to sit down and talk to them about some stuff. So this was my favorite scene. I do appreciate this scene. It reminded me of when Tyler Perry did his plays, and at the end there was always a message. So that was really why I enjoyed this scene. And it just touched bases on some stuff that younger people really and truly need to listen to, because well, let me just start. Let me not get too ahead of myself. But basically, it started off talking about how Fatima mom and her stepdad met, and he was describing her as this classy lady, very bougie, but she had a hood side. Basically, describing Fatima and her mom. I think that's how you would say it. But he was just like, she was very classy, but she carried a gun in a purse. And Zach looking at Fatima like, yeah, that sounds familiar. And so he was like, she had a very hood side, and she was used to those type of men. But when he came around, he was trying to show her different. So they ended up getting engaged, and Fatima's mom ends up cheating on Happy Henry. I just love calling him that. So she cheated, and Fatima was like so shocked. She couldn't believe it. And so he said once she cheated, because she ended up cheating on him with the hood man. And so he was like, he was hurt. So he started wilding out. They was basically hurting each other. And then they got back together, ended up going to counseling, and here they are today. So he was basically saying, you doing all that hurt to each other, but at the same, it's not getting you nowhere. Sometimes you just have to come back together, admit your wrongs and go from there. And then you'll be able to prosper from there. And so Fatima was like, she done a lot. Like, she felt like she's done a lot. And her dad was like, well, her stepdad, he was like, but have you done it all? Like, have you exhausted all options? And she couldn't answer. And he answered for her. He was like, no. So basically he was like, you sit up here and claim you tired, but are you really tired? Are you really tired of fighting for it? If if you feel like you have done everything you could do, then okay. But if you feel deep down in your heart that you still want to be with this person, even though you may come off as you're tired, are you really done fighting for it? So I love that little scene. I really did. Because, hey, I needed that. Okay. So after that, Fatima's mom ends up apologizing to Zach. And I love that. That's why I said, like, I felt like in this moment, I don't know what dirt they had on Zach, but it seems like the mom and the dad really wants them to work it out. And I just love that. So after that, they end up packing up, well, packing up food because Zach had a to-go box coming out to the car, and they're saying their goodbyes. So Zach tries to get Fatima to come home with him. Fatima's not budging. And so she was just basically telling Zach, she's still hurt. Which is, I grant her for that. I guess I can't deny that she can't be hurt. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why I said that like that. Excuse me. But I can't take from her being hurt. Because, it's still fresh. I don't know how Tyler Perry weeks work. But it seemed like it was just yesterday. Okay? So, it probably was just a couple of days ago for them. But in our time, it was like 3 weeks ago. So, he ends up telling Fatima that he going to leave the door open. Something that Karen once told Zach. And so Fatima's like, all right, somebody's going to break in. Don't do that. So then, while Zach was standing there by Fatima's car, watched her drive off, Connie calls. He ignores the call. And so then we get to Angela's house. Angela's pacing back and forth. And Fatima walks in. Fatima kind of like lets Angela know what happened at dinner. And Angela's like, well, are you going over there? And you can kind of tell Angela was trying to kick Fatima out her house for the night. Because she was like, well, are you going back over there? So you're done with him? So, like, are you not going back over there? And come to find out, the reason why she kept doing that was because sis had Sam coming over. And Sam is Paul's friend that Paul hooked Angela up with. And so she gonna have a little nightcap. But Fatima tells her, girl, I got my headphones. I'll just, put them in and roll over, go to sleep. It's no big deal. So then we go to Zach's house. Zach pulls up and Connie is standing outside. So as Zach is getting out the car, he's like, what are you doing here? And Connie tells him it's something with his mom. So, and they got to go. They got to hurry up and go. I felt like once they was getting in the car and when Zach looked up, Fatima was going to be right there. I don't know. It was too suspenseful for me. But she wasn't. It just cut off right then and there. So if y'all don't know, this is a little spoiler. I watch Jeremy. I think his channel is Our Kind of Entertainment. He has 2 now. But he did like a episode synopsis. I think that's how you say it. But Zach's mom is supposed to be on life support. So I'm assuming that's what we finna get into. And at some point, he has to figure out, is he going to keep paying for her to be on the machine because she doesn't have insurance? Or is he going to take her off the machine? So, I'm I don't know how this is going to go because, like I said, Zach already said he doesn't have that much money. Even though 1.5 might seem like a lot, at the same time, it's probably really not that much. But especially if you're not working. Like Zach has the office and stuff, but we really haven't seen Zach do any real estate. So he probably doesn't have any more money coming in. So, it's like 4 more episodes left, I'm assuming, because last time it went to 10. So if we doing 10 more, it's 4 more episodes left. So I'm I don't know how we finna unpack a whole bunch in 4 more episodes. It's really just 2 more hours of shows. So with all this stuff going on, and then if y'all remember in the trailer, somebody tells Zach that all of their, or Zach says, I can't remember, that all of their accounts are frozen. So what the hell is going to go on? I do not know. I feel like these next 4 episodes are really going to knock us off our rocker. But y'all let me know down in the comment section below, how did y'all feel about this episode? I give it an 8 just because of the dinner scene. Like, it was very much given Tyler Perry plays, and I loved it. So yeah, just give me y'all comments down in the comment section below. Make sure you like and also subscribe to your girl if you really love this content. I will be recapping. Do not think I've forgotten. I will be recapping the other 4 episodes of Zatima. Better late than never. I'm just late to the party. But I will be recapping. So, yeah, like I said, give this video a like. Make sure you comment down below. Tell me how y'all feel. And subscribe to your girl channel. I will be talking to you guys soon. See y'all later.